And so she sent me the video, and it's like it had been several things in a line of succession. I was like, do you want to wait? Welcome back to Coupled Up. I'm Dex.
And Chelsea.
Let's talk about sex.
So,
why is it when you talk about sex, it's like an awkward conversation?
I don't know.
Like it's legit an awkward conversation.
It shouldn't be awkward.
It shouldn't be, because it's natural and stuff. But like, anyway, so
God put us on the world to
what?
Not to have just sex everywhere, but to, what's it called? Procreate?
Yes. And
the only way that you can reproduce and procreate, not the only, but the most common way.
I mean, that's the way you do it. Somewhere there's some insemination. Anyway, so we kind of alluded to it in a previous episode, but
we've decided not to have sex.
Ooh, yeah.
You're so awkward.
I am. I don't know why this conversation is awkward for me. I'm like I'm in 5th grade again. But anyway, so yeah, we're not having sex.
Nope.
That's a big deal.
It is, especially at our age.
Yeah.
26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have mama and daddy to answer to.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Why aren't we having sex?
Well, I guess we both have our own journeys that led us up to this point. You want to talk about your journey first, and I'll talk about mine?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So, basically, probably about 2.5 years ago is when I moved to California. In that time, what's their names?
You're snapping. But you're talking about Megan Good.
Yeah, okay, so Megan
Good
and Devon Franklin, they're married. They were on one of Oprah's own episodes where they were on talking about their book, The Wait, which, if you don't know what it's about, it's basically about their process or their journey of waiting to have sex until they were married. And I knew that my cousin actually had the book, and so I reached out to her to read it. Mm-hmm. I probably finished that book in about a week, which I know that might not seem like a lot for you guys, but I don't read like ever for the most part unless we're reading together on something. And so for the fact that I read through this whole book in a week, it was pretty a big deal.
Couldn't put it down.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was actually really good. I encourage people to read it if you're just wondering about it. And then my roommate also, that I had out in California, she had decided to wait, I think, a couple years prior. And so I saw the benefits that she was getting from waiting for marriage. So that's kind of what jump started it, and then it just went a little bit deeper from there.
And so for me, it started around the same time, about 2 years ago. And I had been interested in finding a way to build more wholesome relationships with the people that I was dating. And it was actually interesting because I had met a friend, or made a new friend at a housewarming party, who was going to this Bible study series at her church and invited me to come with her. And when I got there, the series was actually on waiting until marriage. And so that was a very good conversation to have. I was interested in waiting, but not really getting into it and really exploring what that could be. Mm-hmm. But it was interesting because when Chelsea and I got back together, it seemed to just randomly come up, which was weird. It would be a sermon we were watching together, or she would share. Friends?
Yeah, we had friends of ours who actually are waiting for until marriage, and we hang out with them quite often.
That's right.
So the fact that they were waiting until marriage, and that it had came up in conversation, and we were both, unbeknownst to us, we were both like
kind of in the same headspace.
Yeah.
And then the what really was the catalyst for us making the decision to wait was I was on my way to Oakland to visit her, and then she sent me this video, this TED Talk by, what's old girl's name?
I can't think of her name, but she's on Insecure.
Yeah.
She's the best friend on Insecure. Y'all know who that is.
Right. And so she sent me the video, And it's like, it had been several things in a line of succession. I was like, do you want to wait?
Yeah.
And I remember texting that to her, and she said, I don't know. What do you? And I was like, I mean, maybe. And so she was like, let's talk about it when you get here. So we had a conversation about it. And I remember saying in that conversation that I think you're worth waiting for. And
my whole thing is that no matter what in your relationship, if you are the person that's kind of pushing towards waiting, you also need a partner that is in that same headspace. It will not work if one person's like, hey, I want to wait. These are the reasons why I want to wait. And the other person's like,
yeah, nah.
Yeah. Or even like, okay, not all the way there, but, or even saying, yeah, you know, I think we might be able to do that. And like constantly challenging you and asking you why over and over again. It's not going to work that way. Both people have to be on the exact same page.
Yeah.
Or you won't succeed.
It's not going to work. And it can't be I'm only going to do it because you want to. We both, and again, that's why I go back to like God had his hands and his little fingers all up in this, because we both had that interest and we were both really developing in that. Yeah. And then it kind of came together at the right time. And so we made the decision to wait, not simply because, like
that's what the Bible says,
right?
To do.
And which is like the start of it, but like that's not why. It's really for us because we believe that in waiting, we're not like when we get in fights, we're not just gonna gloss over it and use sex as a means of doing that. Yeah. We actually have to talk.
Yep.
And that's not easy.
Not at all.
That's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not. But the thing about it is that in waiting, what we found is that we've grown stronger because of kind of like what he was saying already. We've had to talk things through and not just, let it go over our shoulders onto the next thing. We won't talk about it. We'll go and have sex and then that be it. We don't have sex to fall back on.
Nope.
So it's having us make these tough decisions and have these tough conversations that's forcing us to just talk things through. Another thing with waiting is just better knowledge of your partner. You're now having to communicate and not fall back on sex. So this is just getting you a better understanding of them.
Yeah, having to talk about what it is. Who are you, really?
Right, exactly. And that in turn gets you a more authentic connection. You know, like I said, you're having to understand who this person is at the core and really figure out who they are, what they're about, what triggers them, what doesn't trigger them, and not just falling back on the sex stuff.
Yeah, and like, do I actually like you or not?
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like you for you. I mean, and one of the things that we realized too, if you can have control in your sexual life, then you can exhibit control in every other aspect of your life, such as finances and things like that, because you can control yourself. You're not going to go out and just be impulsive and just do things because it feels right. It's something that it's well thought out. It's intentional.
You know what I just thought about? That's probably also why we've been able to, because talking about the other aspects of life. So probably about 10 months ago now, almost, we decided to become vegetarians.
Yeah.
And probably around month 5 or 6, I decided I was going to implement fish back into my diet, so I became a pescatarian.
Week.
Okay, and about a month ago, you did the same thing.
It was crawfish season. Yeah. But anyway,
and
I started this journey out knowing that crawfish season came, I'm eating crawfish.
Yeah, but we've done pretty well. Like, we don't eat meat, and we don't know if that's something that we're going to implement back in our lives later on, but I think that us waiting and sex definitely helped out.
Yep.
And
I
being able to wait.
have more money in my bank account now than I've ever had in my bank account. You know, I've set financial goals. I know what I'm doing, and I exhibit control there. That's a good point. I didn't even really think about that.
Yeah.
All because we waited.
Not all, but I do think that
I would go with that.
Okay.
I would go with that.
But I think at the end of the day, we waited because we want to see what God has in store with us. We want to see his plan A. We don't want to see his plan B, C, D, and so on and so forth. we want to see what he has in store for us, and we want to get out of his way in order for him to do that. And I think it's been going well so far. We've seen a lot of things in our lives go the way I think we would hope and plan for them to go. And like I said, I'm not attributing all of that to waiting to have sex until marriage, but I do think that it helps. What we understand is that this isn't for everyone. It's a difficult process. I'm not going to say it's easy at all.
Nope.
But in the end, I think we're a testament so far that it is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Or no, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Hey, absolutely. It's worth it. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
You actually might be surprised, too, how many people in your friend group are waiting or have at least at one point or another tried. So,
or even probably want to wait.
Yes.
You know, and they're just afraid to bring it up to that significant other and the fear of what are they going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and link the TED Talks, the TED Talk of, I think her name is Yvonne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll link that TED Talk down below in the description box. But like I said, leave any comments, questions below, reach out to us, and we'll answer any questions you may have.
All right. Make sure to subscribe and stay up to date.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Later.